What's going on, guys? It's Diff here, and today I'm going to be telling you guys about the greatest prank I probably ever pulled, and it was actually maybe 2 years ago now. Yeah, about 2 years ago was when I was in 9th grade, the fall of 9th grade, so a little over 2 years ago, and it was probably the most successful prank I could have ever pulled. I don't think I'll ever top this, and it was just great. And I know some of you may think it was like a little like too, like, I don't know, emotionally scarring, but it was pretty fun. It was a good one. So as I brought up in the other video, I have this friend named Kagan, and basically I used to prank Kagan and like joke around with him a lot, and I still do to this day, but never to this extent. But anyways, I was at his house alone in 9th grade, and we were like the best of friends in like the fall of 9th grade. Like, we're still really like best friends now, but like we were inseparable almost. Like, we were always with each other, always hanging around each other. And basically I was at his house alone, and like we were bored, so we were like, okay, I'll go home, like me, I'll go home and get on Xbox, and then he'll get on Xbox once I'm home after he takes a dump. Those were his exact words, after I take a dump. And you know, this is cueing in my mind like, oh, I have something up my sleeve. So, you know, I'm gonna walk out his garage so he can just close it behind me and go upstairs. Well, I'm like walking by his front door, and I unlocked it as I passed it. And then, you know, we walk out, he lets me out, I'm like, oh, see ya. And you know, I know he's gonna walk upstairs to his bathroom and, like, you know, take a dump. Well, I walk around to the front door, untie one of my shoes, and retie it. That's how I timed myself. It was really weird. I don't know why. That's how I timed myself before I opened the front door, just to make sure, you know, his pants were down and, you know, his butthole was opening, I guess. That's really disgusting, but that's really like what my mindset was. And so I waited that long, and then I actually walked into his house. Now, his house has an alarm thing, or it did, he moved after this, but like he had an alarm thing where it would beep once the door opened. So it beeped, and I heard him call out my name, like Jacob, and I didn't answer, and I ran like past his, like, I don't know how to describe it, like past like his open area in the front of the house. And the one thing you need to know about Kagan's house is he has cameras around his house. So one that faces the front door, one that faces the living room, one that faces in the backyard, one that faces in the garage, and then one that I think is just in front of his house. So I knew he had a camera just facing the front door, so that is why I like ran past this camera, so like he couldn't see me on it. So I knew he was probably just sitting there in the bathroom on his phone staring at the camera. Well, apparently this is from later knowledge of the story. He, in between that time of hearing the door, checks the camera, sees nothing, and then goes to text his parents saying, I think somebody's in the house. Well, then when he comes back to the camera, what I had done is get behind it and set the camera face down forward, so it would just be a black screen onto like his wooden like desk or whatever it was sitting on, so it would just be black when he reopened it. So as he told me, he said he did reopen it and see a black screen, and this is where he starts panicking. So he texted his parents, like he knows somebody's in the house, like dialed 911 and had it like ready just in case. Well, at this time I start like sneaking up the stairs, like I like tiptoe up the stairs, and I'm sure he heard like the creaking of the stairs, so you know, he's probably getting a little bit scared that he was about to just get killed or something. Well, anyways, it is dead silent upstairs, and so I walk through his room, and then I see the bathroom door and the lights on, and it's dead silent. Like, I don't even know if he was breathing at this point. Like, he was probably like 10 seconds away from passing out due to lack of oxygen if I didn't, like, you know, scare him sooner. Well, anyways, then all of a sudden I just slam into the bathroom door, and it's a Jack and Jill bathroom, so like I was on his right to where he was sitting on the toilet, so I was on his right. I slam into it, you know, he starts screaming like, no, please don't, and he's like crying, like it's a scream of tears, and he like body slams himself on the other side of the door to like barricade it, I guess, in case I came through. And then I gave it literally like 2 or 3 seconds of him screaming and pleading for his life, and I said, I forgot my phone. Yep, I just said I forgot my phone, and that was it. Like, he starts crying, and he literally sat on the toilet for 10 minutes saying, that's not cool, man, in tears. And yeah, and then to top it all off, it's like the cherry on top of the story, he calls his dad to tell him what happened, and his dad said, like, you know, like, you need to check out your ovaries or whatever, basically calling him a little pussy. So, you know, that was a good, like, you know, prank. That was probably the most successful one I ever pulled. You know, having somebody in tears for like 10 minutes, as I know it's emotionally scarring, but it's not like a, you know, that bad. He was just, you know, a little bit scared. I'm probably a little too paranoid, and I got him pretty good. You know, it was a very well thought out prank, and, you know, thank you guys for watching as usual. I just wanted to share that story because, you know, I always thought it's pretty funny, and I actually still talk about it to this day. And thank you guys for watching as usual, and this has been Diff, and I'm out. Peace.